Elaine closed her mouth immediately. She didn't dare to make a half word or a little sound. She had already lost 2 front teeth and 1 posterior molar. At this time, if her mouth was broken again, she would have to spend the rest of her life. How to live? Seeing that she didn't dare to make any more noises, the scar woman sneered. Okay, get out of here. Elaine was relieved. Although the beaten couldn't stand up, she still clung to the distance with her hands, trying to stay away from the 3 women. After Elaine was beaten, the 3 women also turned and left. At this moment, 2 prison guards suddenly appeared, greeted Jenna to come, and drove Elaine back to the cell. Although Jenna hates Elaine very much, seeing Elaine being beaten like this, she also has a hint of compassion in her heart. As a result, she was physically strong. She helped her up and led her to the cell. Others followed behind, each with their own thoughts. Some people sympathized with her, some watched a good show, and some had lingering fears. When Elaine was dragged back to the cell, Charlie received a call from Isaac at home. On the phone, Isaac said, "Mr. Wade, I have sent someone to teach Elaine. I believe that after she comes out, she will definitely not dare to say one more word to you." Charlie said lightly, "Well, you did a good job." Isaac said, "Mr. Wade, please forgive me. I think that your mother-in-law has done too much. She stole so much money from you. In fact, it is better to hand her over to the law. At least give her a suspended death sentence. Why bother by releasing her?" Charlie gave a wry smile. "You don't understand, my mother-in-law is a ticket." Isaac hurriedly asked, "Tickets? Mr. Wade, what do you mean by this?" Charlie couldn't tell him directly that his mother-in-law Elaine was actually his ticket to the wife's bed, so he said indifferently, "Okay, don't ask so much. Go make arrangements. It's almost time to let her go." "Okay." Isaac nodded immediately. "I'll make arrangements." At this moment, Elaine was lying on her little bed, howling. This was the reason why she came to the guard, and was able to lie down on the bed for the first time. Thanks to Gina's pity for her, she felt it was too miserable for her to be beaten by thousands of people, so after taking her back, she put her directly on her bed. The old Mrs. Wilson walked into the room at this time, looked at Elaine on the bed, and said with a sneer, "Oh, Elaine, you have offended so many people, why would anyone want to beat you twice? I see you the days from now on are really hard to get through." Elaine was about to collapse at this time. She even wondered, are the policemen not going to let her go out? If that is the case, then she will be too miserable in the future. To be beaten in the cell, and beaten out of the cell, how many beatings does she have to get on this day? Wendy also echoed, "Grandma, I think this B*TCH woman may not live for more than 10 or 20 years. According to this style of play, it is estimated that in 2 or 3 months, she will have to be beaten to death." Old Mrs. Wilson laughed and said, "Oh, she deserves it. She really deserves it." After finishing speaking, she sat in front of Elaine, looked at her with a swollen nose and lips, and said excitedly, "Ha ha, Elaine, you probably never dreamed that you would have today? It's fine now, you will be here in the future. Suffer well in this prison. After a few days of going out with Wendy, we will go to Thompson to enjoy the good fortune." Elaine was aggrieved and said, "Even if you are going to live in the Thompson first class, there is no need to curse me to death, right? I am also the daughter-in-law of the Wilson family, the wife of your son, and the mother of your granddaughter. How can you be so cruel?" The old Mrs. Wilson sneered, "Of course I am cruel to you. Besides, I have never regarded you as the daughter-in-law of my Wilson family. How do you deserve to be the daughter-in-law of our Wilson family? After the first rank of the minister, let my son change to a new daughter-in-law. When the time comes, our family will be happy. It is really family happiness. You just wait for moldy and smelly in this prison." When Elaine heard this, she was almost furious. "How? Do you want Jacob to change his wife? Enjoy family happiness with you? Your bad old woman is just a pipe dream. You wait. I will definitely go out. At that time, let's see how I turn to see you jokes." Elaine was thinking fiercely in her heart, when the prison guard suddenly opened the door and said, "Elaine, you have been released. Come out with me to pack your things and go through the formalities so that your family can pick you up."